Okay, so who here has had a bad day before? You've all had a bad day. Good to know. Who here has owned a pet, a dog, or owns a dog? So most of you will understand what I'm talking about when I start becoming compassionate towards canines. You've had a bad day. Your boss yells at you. Your relationship is going bad or south. Or you're walking down the street and a priest tells you the world's going to end and you believe him. So you go home and you're sitting down and your world is crumbling down around you and everything is going wrong, and all of a sudden your little dog is putting his head on your lap and makes you scratch his head, and apparently all of that stuff you were thinking about earlier is gone. It's fine. Life is better now. And this is one of the biggest reasons that makes me compassionate towards what I'm about to explain to you tonight. So, people need to be trained on training their dogs in general. The reason for you to listen to me tonight is even if you don't have dogs, dogs affect our world today. We have handicap helper dogs, good citizen canines that get classified into a certain area where it takes a lot of training and time, but eventually they can help handicapped people, blind people, deaf people, all kinds of things like that. And then we have therapy dogs. Therapy dogs are just adorable little dogs that listen to everything that you say, and they can go into clinics with children who don't have many years to live because they have terminal cancer. But they get to pet this great, adorable, big, fuzzy golden retriever, and that's just about the best thing in the world, and sitting in a hospital bed all day, okay? So, remember that dogs are an integral part of American society today. I'm going to talk about that, the details of owning a dog, and my plan. So, credibility, keep in mind that I'm a pit bull owner, so I know what it takes to train and run and feed and deal with that kind of dog. So I have a lot of experience on that level, especially owning dogs all my life, different kinds. As well as research issues. I research a lot about these dogs and other dogs, statistics and biting, and I see both sides. The people who are compassionate towards not, like in Detroit, not killing 3,500 personal pit bulls recently, towards people who do accept that, changing the law and making that okay. You have to see both sides of the story. If you don't, then you're just narrow-minded and blind. So you understand how dogs are integral in our American society. So now I'm going to talk about the fact that we love dogs. We do. $41 billion a year on average Americans spend on their pets. They're like kids. They got health care, they got food, they have presents bought for them on different parts of the year, like Christmas, and sometimes they take your bed, my bed at least, most of the time. So you have dogs that are like kids, like your children, and you think about why you would not want the government or your state or society to take that away, and that's what San Diego's going to do soon if people don't speak up, because recently a 72-year-old woman was attacked by a pit bull, 2 pit bulls, and San Diego is now thinking of breed-specific legislation which either restricts or completely bans a pet. And you know what happens when we ban pets, and we don't get rid of them? We kill them, just like I said, Detroit, 3,500 dogs killed. Almost every state has breed-specific legislation, so if you move to a different state and you get a pet, you've got to look at the laws, so know that you're getting the pet that you can allow. Pets really love attention. Remember, when you own a pet, it takes a lot. It takes training, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of energy. I run my dog at least 2 miles a day, if I can. I get out there and I try to get all his energy out, because a little 1.5-year-old puppy, if you let him go and loose and do whatever he wants, he's going to eat your entire house, and then he's going to try and escape. So keeping him inside the house, or at least inside the gated area, is definitely a good thing, so he doesn't run off and terrorize neighborhoods or try to bring cars or mailman back to me, because then I'll probably go to jail for something like that. It's important to train your dogs not to do that. I am pro-pit bull cause. We all need to help the cause on people wanting to keep their pets, especially the ones that train them. People like me who try to take the time and effort to train their dogs. And breeding your dog, especially pit bulls, don't breed your pit bulls unless you're professional. Don't let them escape. And follow laws. Keep your leash on your dog if you have to. if you go to a dog park, remember, make sure that your dog is either trained well enough or they're socialized with other dogs and you won't have a problem. Shelters and coordinated events help with this. I've been to a few of them in San Diego. It's great. They got all the dogs out there, and they've got itsthepits.com is a great website to go to learn about all this, how you can recognize what a pit bull is and what a pit bull isn't. And I am volunteered for that website recently because I realized that I need to start doing something about this situation. If San Diego is going to try to pass breed-specific legislation, I'm going to definitely do something about it. I have pre-written letters that I will send to the congressman, as well as flyers that I will be putting up around campus and around town. Once I get to that point, I've made copies. I'm going to make color copies. I'm just going to start spreading them out because I know most people really like dogs, and when they see a little flyer about pit bulls, or if you can pick out the pit bull as opposed to a bunch of other dogs, it's motivating. It gets people excited about wanting to learn more or see more, right? Last point I'm going to hit in conclusion, after the fact that I want you all to adopt a pit bull because we have too many in shelters, is that dogs influenced our lives ever since we were caveman, right? Owning them takes a lot, and fighting the breed-specific legislation is something that I would like you all to think about because it's an issue that we're dealing with now. More and more years go on, and we have dogs in shelters that don't get homes. They sit there in these tiny cages, and a lot of them become psychologically damaged. And there are a lot of people that can have these dogs, but they don't adopt them because they're afraid of them, because the media makes us afraid of them. We need to do something about that. Dogs without homes is the biggest issue we have nowadays, and no training. So remember, people need to be trained on training their dogs.